Hello everyone, today we will explore a case that you will find perplexing and mysterious, and which remains unsolved for over a decade. Now let's begin the story. After being missing for 8 years, a young man was discovered deceased in the chimney of an abandoned house, surrounded by many baffling circumstances. The main character in this story is Joshua Vernon Maddox, born on March 9th, 1990, who grew up in Colorado, USA, living with his father and 2 sisters, Kate and Ruth. The tragedy began on March 8th, 2008, when Joshua, just turning 18, asked for permission to go for a walk, but he did not return home late into the night. His family started to worry, but still hoped that he was just somewhere with friends. However, after contacting his classmates and searching everywhere without a trace, 5 days later, Joshua's father decided to report to the police. At that time, the police conducted an extensive and prolonged search, yet they could not find any reason why Joshua would have left home, as he had shown no unusual behaviors over a long period. The police scoured every area within Woodland and the neighboring counties, but to no avail. Joshua's disappearance faded into oblivion. Overwhelmed with grief, his family moved elsewhere to live, but his father kept the old house, holding on to hope that one day his son would return. On August 6th, more than 7 years after the disappearance, a body was unexpectedly discovered stuck in the chimney during the demolition of an abandoned house, and it was none other than Joshua. Joshua's emaciated body was found in a fetal position, knees drawn up close to his face. Forensic examination showed no signs of trauma on the victim's body. The police believed it was an accident. However, the scene suggested otherwise. According to the findings, Joshua might have climbed into the chimney of the house and then got trapped, unable to escape due to the chimney's structure, which prevents climbing back up once descended. The demolition workers also reported that a large piece of furniture had blocked the fireplace, preventing Joshua from escaping. The police declared that Joshua's death was not immediate. He slowly succumbed to hypothermia and dehydration. One of the most painful things for the family was that the place where Joshua died was only about 2 blocks away from them throughout the years of searching. The police scoured all the surrounding areas, but unexpectedly found him in this wooden house. The investigative team expressed confusion as they could not understand what drove Joshua to enter the chimney, nor how long he had been trapped inside. According to Mr. Chuck Murphy, the current owner of the house, he had visited several times and noticed a foul odor, but thought it was just a dead rat, never imagining it was the smell emanating from the decomposing body of the unfortunate young man. Unlike the police, Mr. Murphy believes that Joshua was murdered, not simply involved in an accident, for 3 reasons. First, he had previously installed a metal grid at the top of the chimney to prevent animals from entering the house. However, when the body was discovered, there was no metal grid at the scene, likely removed by the perpetrator. Second, a long table that was originally in the kitchen had been moved to block the chimney's exit. Most puzzling, when Joshua was found, he was only wearing a thermal shirt, while the rest of his clothing, including shoes and socks, was neatly placed inside the house next to the fireplace. This suggests that Joshua had entered the house, not trying to break in through the chimney, as previously concluded by the police. Although Mr. Murphy's reasons were very convincing and logical, the police ultimately ruled it as an accident. During the time the case file was being finalized, the police regularly received letters from individuals claiming to know who had killed Joshua. However, these letters were not taken seriously by the police. One of the accusers wrote on Reddit, "In high school, I knew a skinny guy who played the guitar named Andy. I never intended to befriend him, but after I graduated, one of my friends, Joshua, started hanging out with Andy and then disappeared. The last thing I heard was Andy telling someone else, 'Oh right, Josh and I have been spending a lot of time together. We're planning to go to New Mexico.'" The character referred to as Andy is fully named Andrew Richard Newman. After finishing high school, he became a criminal, involved in charges like assaulting a law enforcement officer, robbery, and disturbing public order. Andy decided to move to New Mexico in 2009 without Joshua. He lived there with a friend, James Wellito, and they both cared for a disabled man. One day, as James emerged from the bathroom, he discovered Andy was gone, and the disabled man was lying in a pool of blood, breathless. A few months later, Andy was arrested while panhandling in Texas. After fingerprint analysis, authorities linked him to another robbery in Washington. Andy was prosecuted for various crimes across 6 states in the U.S. Despite Joshua's friends trying to provide convincing evidence to investigate Andy at the time Joshua was killed, they were unsuccessful. To this day, the mysterious circumstances of Joshua's departure remain unsolved. His family feels somewhat comforted by the fact that they have been able to bury their son decently. Meanwhile, they remain committed to seeking justice for their son, hoping that new clues will soon emerge to bring peace to Joshua. Thank you for tuning in to HVL Mystery, a channel part system specializing in mysterious and spiritual topics. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to watch more intriguing and exciting videos every day.